Got up this morning, things weren't working right. I said I wanna make a change. I said I wanna fight. Obama walked up and said, yes, we can. I said I wanna ride your nuts, cause I think you're the man. Now I'm dick riding Obama, Obama. Now I'm dick riding Obama, Obama. Now I'm dick riding Obama, Obama. Now I'm dick riding.
Heirs on air. We back at it again. Dante Sr., Dante Jr., we back in business, and this is family business. What's going on, Dante? What's up?
Chilling, just doing my own thing. How you been?
I've been good. I've been cool. You know, nothing to complain about. Life is pretty good. You know, normal stuff happening. So this week in social media, Barack Obama. You already know the topic. Did you see the videos? Did you see the video of his speech talking to black men?
I have not seen the videos. I have seen some people's reactions to it, but no, not the video yet. No.
Okay. But you know, Barack Obama tends to have this bad habit of, I want to say, criticizing, chastising black men. He doesn't appear to do this for any other demographic of people on the earth, black women, anything, you know, white men, white women, Asian men, Asian women, Latino men, Latino women, anybody else. He only seems to focus on black men. Is this a pattern or anything that you've noticed that he's done before?
It's a similar pattern. Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, today, what I want to discuss with you are his most recent comments, which definitely has caused an uproar in social media and the media in general about, you know, black men and their role and how they support or are supporting, showing up supporting Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I want, you know, look at that video and go over it with you. And, you know, let's see what we think about it. Cool?
All right. Cool.
Let's hop to it.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
All right. Already pausing it, but I think we're already getting lost here, is because back in 2008 and what it is now is completely different times.
True. Very true.
Basically, there's two different people right there, Kamala and Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Like Obama back then, he was like, he had all eyes on him. Like,
yeah.
Not saying that all eyes aren't on Kamala, but still, like, it was different back then. Like, you could tell, or at least from what I remember, because, you know, I was like, what, 8? Yeah, I was 8.
Yeah.
So, but
when he first got elected, yeah,
it's like you couldn't really avoid not talking about him.
And the vibe and the tone in the country was completely different. The era where he got elected in and where we're at now, it's completely different. And him coming out with this message now and then saying, I'm gonna specifically speak to the brothers. It's just like, what cachet does Obama hold to even have this opinion? Last time I checked, I haven't seen Barack Obama anywhere having a coalition of men saying, this is how we as a black community, these are the things we're looking for. This is how we're going to move forward. Nothing. This guy's sitting up at his perch in Martha's Vineyard, and now he wants to come down and talk to us. But, you know, I digress. I'm not going to jump ahead.
No, but you're right. It's just like, it seems like there's such a disconnect between
exactly
the people and Obama. It's just like, now you want to come back and now you want to form your opinion. Now, first, to me, it just seems a little scripted. Like, it's just like, hey, losing all these votes, and now, like, hey, I need your help. It's like, it seems that's what I think is at least, but I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But
the message is falling flat. Like you said, he wants to swoop in at the 11th hour and say, "Hey, how come y'all aren't supporting her?" Well, what policies of hers are we supposed to support, or are we just supposed to vote for her just because she's black or she identifies as black? I mean,
See,
he's not even giving us a reason.
exactly. And it's funny when you say that too. It's just like back then when Obama, I believe is when Obama was president, or yeah, it's when he was president. When
Mhm.
people were doubting him and saying like, oh, like Trump, for example, because remember the time when Trump was like, hey, I don't think he's born in America. And you know what
Birth
Trump,
certificate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what he did? He brought that birth certificate, boom, shut that shit out.
Yeah.
When since Kamala's on the spotlight with the same thing,
Mhm.
what's going on here? Like,
True.
what did we get? Like,
True. Very true.
like it's just I don't know. It's just inconsistent, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah. A little bit of pandering, trying to tell black men, hey, you should be supporting her. But I mean, we're not going to jump ahead. You know
no,
what I mean? But we're going to watch the whole video. So let's get back to it.
And say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome.
You're a victim.
Who's the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got health care, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out?
yes. What? No, because like you're not gonna come to me and say like, "Oh, you think about sending out?" Like, yes, I have my reasons. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm sitting out, but it's just like if there's people that are saying they're sitting out, then yes.
I will say, and I will announce on here, Kelly, conversating with you, because it's family business. We're gonna talk, we're gonna talk turkey, right? I'm definitely thinking about sitting out. 100%. Now I will vote down the rest of the ticket for my local elections, but I'm 100% thinking about sitting out because neither candidate has earned my vote. I understand Trump. I get there's a few things of Trump's policies that I support. But Kamala, I don't know her the things that she has championed on her platform so far is access to deletion rights, and she also supports the increased child tax care credit. Now, I get it. Those are issues that are likely predominantly women, right? Clearly, deletion rights, that's a woman's rights issue. I understand that. The child care tax credit, now that could benefit men and women, but Black people only married at a 25% rate. You have the 80% single mother household rate. So again, that's primarily leading towards women. So again, I'm not really understanding what he's saying, because if Kamala had policies that I supported, I would definitely vote for her. But she has, up to this point, she has not earned my vote. So I'm 100% of those people who are definitely thinking about not voting for leaving the presidential line blank and voting down ticket.
Like there are definitely like both of them I support, because it's just like there's policies that I support, and there's
Yeah,
policies that Kamala that I support. But for Kamala, it's like there's nothing that for me as a man, it's just like
exactly.
when am I going to benefit from this? It's like
Exactly.
and it's kind of crazy how some people think like, well, it's just all about women. And it's just like, what? And am I going to just be sitting here like with my thumb up my ass and like have nothing? Like it's just
Yeah.
what's like where's the benefit that I'm going to get for voting for you? It's like, and it's definitely not going to be having a former black president telling me,
Yeah.
hey, why are you sitting out? You shouldn't be sitting out. Like you need to be supporting each other. And second of
Yeah.
all, like I'm about to go on a tangent here. Hold on. Cause
Okay.
so I like how he's talking about like, oh, gotta support, like all of us gotta support each other. But
Mhm.
last time I checked, like we were having a whole discussion about how Kamala's being black or not. And now we're being picky and choosy. Like, cause looking back, and I know that,
Uh-huh.
and I've seen this like back when I was like in high school, it's like
Mhm.
she was actually more so Indian American, not Black American whatsoever. But then now, 2024, now it's Asian American. It's like now Asian American and Black American. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
just own up to it. Like what? Like why not? Why do you want to choose the route you're running just to have like what, a couple of brownie points? Like that's not, because if that's the case, that's like no different from when Trump was I'm not saying you Trump, but it's like it's no
Mhm.
different from when Trump was bringing in rappers to his rallies and all. It's crazy because she did the same thing with
Mhm.
Megan Thee Stallion and who was it, Quavo?
True. Quavo, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quavo. Politics are funny. I can't say it. I could say that at least. Politics are funny.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, and what you were saying initially, at least from what Kamala's saying, her platform, and I get it, she's a woman, she's trying to get the woman's vote. So she's leaning heavily into the woman identity politics, right? I'm a woman, I'm going to support women's rights, and I'm going to do this for women. But then you are excluding men. Like her policy is 90% tilted towards women. So how then do you expect to get men to vote for you when you have policies that are 90% geared towards women? And not even that you and I as black men need to benefit. How is the rest of America to benefit from deletion rights? How are we to benefit from the $6,000 child tax care credit? She wants to give $25,000 for homeowners. She wants to build 3 million new homes. What are you? How is all this stuff getting paid for? There was a time, and you may not remember, in politics where they talked about balancing the budget, cutting spending. She's just like, I'm just giving it away. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for it. No idea. And it's just like, what are you doing? And then she's leaning into as Barack Obama just said, she went to school with you. You know, she understands your struggle. So she identifies as black. I think that's the route that they're going with this.
That's
It's,
but
she identifies as black.
see, not to cut you off, but that's the thing. It's like you can't identify yourself as black. It's like, especially for other black people, we should really be like having the same energy to everybody. Because I only pause right now because like I might cut this off or not. Maybe, maybe not. Because I know, I know certain black people be
Mhm.
having, they have a problem with other people who aren't black.
The pro
That's
blacks.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
pro-blacks, the FBA, ADOS,
yeah,
there is a big delineation going on amongst black people right now. And for
yes,
Kamala to jump in at this particular, she's jumping in where, like, especially online, Tariq Nasheed definitely champions these kind of things. This whole identifying as black, there's a delineation going on, and she just unfortunately jumped right into the middle of it.
yeah. And it's just like, no, Like we would do like why do that? Like what like no, like you can't just automatically just be like, oh, I'm black now. Now vote for me. I'm a black woman. Vote for me now. And then and some of these motherfuckers are eating that shit up. It's like, what? Like for women, I get it.
Yeah.
Like for her policies, I get that.
Mhm.
But if you voting for her because she's black, no,
Mhm.
I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't agree with that. But hey, who am I though?
Such a complex issue, and there's so many different facets to it that it's very, very extremely difficult to kind of paint her into a certain position. And I believe it was like 2 Newsweek articles where there was like when Kamala got appointed to the Senate in California, it was like the first Asian American woman. Then she goes and she's the first, and then for vice presidential candidate, then she's the first black female vice president. And it's just like, it's the same organization, and there are 2 different ways of categorizing her, one in California, one nationally. And it's like, you know what, don't identify as black because it's politically expedient, you know? So I don't really care about who she's married to, who she's dated, but it's just like at the end of the night when Kamala goes home, what's black about her household? You know, not that I'm opposed to interracial dating at all, but what I'm saying is identifying as black and then you go home, there's nothing black about your household. You know, I tend to have an issue with, but that's not the subject what we're talking about. So we want to get back to Barack Obama and his wonderful comments.
But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
Shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga.
And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.